This is from the New York Post this past weekend. Super juicy headline. An OnlyFans star gets absolutely scorched on YouTube with her YouTuber husband after a humiliating wedding prank. And it's actually really, really disgusting and sad. But essentially, this younger girl, her name's McKinley Richardson, is trying to move on with her life by telling her side of the story. She just recently went on her best friend's podcast to describe what had happened to her. But basically, if you listen to this podcast, it's wild. She's 22 and she married this YouTuber husband that's known for like doing all these kind of pranks and stuff. So it's like giving Jackass a little bit, right? And they impulsively get married in Las Vegas almost a year ago. And he's notorious for like live streaming every single moment of life, including like completely totaling his $200,000 McLaren. So just kind of a very explosive couple and a lot going on. So in front of over 15 million people, they live stream their wedding day, and it gets so weird so fast. So he goes on to say these kinds of comments in his vow. Shawty gets absolutely nothing when I divorce her, even if I cheat. If she cheats, she automatically owes me $10 million. I'll also receive 100% of her revenue moving forward, even if we divorce. And you can see at first her reaction is like one of obviously shock. And there's a lot of discrepancy whether like, is this a stage thing? But I honestly, after watching it, I do not think this was staged. Like in part of the podcast, when you're listening, she goes on to open up about the fact that they actually got pregnant together. And she told him, and she knew what his reaction was going to be, which was not great. He said he wasn't going to be thrilled to be a dad, and he couldn't wait for the money to be had from like the YouTube family channel that they were going to make. That was his reaction. So I'm having your baby. Don't really want to be a dad, but wow, we're going to make a shit ton of money, which is like completely inappropriate. So unfortunately, and this was her decision to do, she goes on to have an abortion, and he said, I just trapped you. I know. So obviously,
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, right? Oh my goodness. Brings me right back to hearing your story last year with getting the FaceTime from his wedding to you, right?
Yeah.
But it's like almost like child's play at this point when you think about it on this magnified of a platform. Would love to know, what are your thoughts? It's giving narcissist to me, but what do we think here?
I mean, my first initial thought is like, it sounds like a recipe for disaster, but, it sounds like she was basically under duress at that point. And I feel like some attorneys should get involved, like legit attorneys, like past the bar and everything. But
not alleged attorneys.
Yeah. But, I just feel awful for her. And like, there just has to be, something in place where people can't just so easily pull this off or, quote, trap somebody or, I just think that that's a very sticky situation, because obviously there's a lot of money involved. There's now a child involved, which is the worst part of all of it. He sounds like a terrible human. I honestly don't know what to say. I feel awful for her. Hopefully she gets things figured out, but that is just crazy.
Well, this is what I wanted to say to McKinley. McKinley, if you ever are listening to Just Lookin Out right now, Jess and I want to invite you on our next girls trip because, girl, you deserve it. And we will look after you and make sure that you are in good hands because you deserve a fun time and we do not want this to happen to you again.
Let's make Vegas better next time.
I love it. We'll do Vegas for you and we'll just do it up, girl. So let us know when you want to go.